Howdy, howdy, this is Blue Otter. Today we are continuing in Doors and Loot. So the first thing I'm going to do is I want to switch to English because I don't speak or read Spanish fluently. I do love the music, so here you can adjust the music in the game and you'll be able to adjust the gameplay. And so one of the things I did was I did get the demo and I enjoyed playing, so I decided to go back, get the full game, and do a playthrough. So you've got all these different show confirmation before opening final chest. So you can re-key map if you have other preferences, and you can see what is available. And references. So we have the current floor, live monsters on the floor, food regeneration, immune to stun, immune to bleeding, critical hit, bleeding, burning, and poisoned. Okay. So we're going to play a new game. Dorian, after so many years, I have finally found you. Even if I have to reach the top, I am prepared to stop you. So this is kind of starting out with what we began with in the last time, where this is the same layout as the initial dungeon in the demo, where it had just a few floors. So they have these target test dummies, so you can get practice with hitting. In the upper left corner, you have the floor that you're on. So we're currently on floor 1, and the number of monsters that you have to defeat on this level is 4. And it does tell you, press the spacebar to hit critical. To press E, you would be able to get a potion, and O, you would get a mana potion. So we just keep hitting the dummy for a little bit just to see what would happen if we go over, and that's all it does, is it just continues to go over. And then you can collect items, and then once you've collected everything, the door highlights and you're able to advance. So we are going to go through and kill a skeleton, and you go through, and when you hit food is automatically consumed. And so our goal for each level is to defeat each enemy on the level. So there are still 3 enemies, and we pick up any items that they drop after we eliminate them, as well as select any items such as the chest there or potions that are dropped, and then we can advance to the lit door. So here we have use I to open the inventory and equip your item. You do that just by clicking on the item, and you go through and you use your mouse buttons to hit, this is for ranged targets, and you select with the left mouse button, but you're going to attack with your right mouse button. So it takes a little getting used to, but it's cool once you get it down. So we're going to go through this door, and you have a choice of either, well, you don't really have a choice on this one. It forces you that you have to go through the chest. That might be what that thing in that option in the settings was to, if you wanted to have the confirmation on that chest. I don't know if there is, I don't know. There's got to be a final chest. I think the last time, okay, so that tells us what would happen. So if we do this, okay, we don't have any diary pages just yet. But if we go to the inventory, we can magic resist critical strike. So we're going to do that one. We come here. Now that you mention it, I do have 2 points. Now I do have everything here unlocked because this is the full version. So let's go through real quickly and look at this. So under the strength category, we have consistency. Increases the damage contributed to your items by an additional 10%. Increases your item's armor by 10% and magic resistance by an additional 5%. Increase healthy body, increases the health gained from your item by an extra 5%. Powerful blows increases critical hit chance by 1%. Unstoppable, your attacks ignore 2% of the enemy's armor. Eye by eye, you reflect 5% of physical damage taken back to your attacker. A hemorrhage increases the chance of bleeding with swords by 1%. Brutality, increased chance to stun with maces by 1%. Accurate shot, increases your precision by 10%. Poisonous, your crossbow shots have a 5% chance to poison the target. Under sorcery, so here is your physical attacks. Here is your sorcery. Your physical attacks, whether they are melee or ranged. These two being definitely part of the ranged. Now with sorcery, you have pyromaniacal, increases the fire spell power of your item by an additional 15%. Pyro comes from fire. Icy Veins increases the ice spell power of your items by an additional 15%. Medic increases the healing power of your items by an additional 15%. Magic Shield, you have a 5% chance to not take damage when hit by an enemy spell. It's free. When casting spells, you have a 2% chance to consume no mana. With Sauce, converts parts of the heal regeneration from food into mana. Blessed, increase the magic resistance of your item by 10% and armor by an additional 5%. Concentration, your spells can activate the critical hit effect. Critical hits do not consume mana. More mana, increase the mana gained from your items by an extra 5%. Innovative, reduces your mana costs of your novae by 1. A Supreme Sorcerer doubles the mana cost of your spells and triples their damage. So that would be, and that one, it looks like you can only do it once. And these all have like limitations of how many times you can do it. And then we have Utility. Efficient Potions increases the percentage of health regenerated by potions by an additional 10%. Mana Generate increases the percentage of your mana regenerated by potions by an additional 10%. Bags Full. Bags will contain 1 extra item and will contain 5% extra gold. More Pockets increases the amount of equipment you can carry in 15 slots. And with Bacon, increases the percentage of health regenerated by food by 1%. All right, so to start with, okay, so I've got 2 points. And I am going to put 1 with consistency and 1 with ironclad. One thing that might be, if I do refresh, what does that do? Okay, so if I hit refresh, that brings them back. I'd be interested if when I gain more, if I hit refresh, does it pull them all back or just the ones that I did? So I'm going to look and I'm going to try to remember that for the next time. All right. So this is the Forge Master. Yes, I'd like you to make something. I want to get rid of this. I have 47 gold. What do I have in my inventory? I have a 1 for 13 armor and 4 damage. Okay, I'm probably only going to be able to get 1 extra thing. So I couldn't even afford that. But these I do like that when you hover over it, it tells you what it gives you, but it also tells you how that's going to affect, which is really great because then I'm not having to flip between this and, especially with this being full screen, I'm not having to flip between this and my inventory. Although, okay, this shows my inventory, but it doesn't show what I'm wearing. So here's the forge items that we can make. So right now we can only have 4 items made, but we could have different things added to it. So if I wanted, say, fire spell damage, Okay, so this is where those come into play with purchasing those items. Okay. And then it gives me a price for what it would cost for him to make that. So that's also good to know. This guy, what do you need? Some little things. And this is where I can get equipment and stuff. The health potion, mana potion, magma crystal, evil eye, skull stone, and the bloody ruby. Or the blood ruby, sorry. And I also like that you can increase the quantity of these. But we're going to start with getting an extra health potion. And with that, we are going to start our journey. So you can purchase all of those in there, or you can find them in the world. So we're going to go on. So we are able to go through, and I think I do go back and pick up that sword. I don't like to leave things behind. That's the adventurer in me. And it does tell you what things you see or what things you collected as you pick up, as it runs through kind of a list. And you're going through and you're battling level 1 monsters. I like that there is as you're lowering in health, it outlines in red. And the first thing I noticed in terms from the demo is that the world it feels bigger than it did in the demo, which makes sense. So you can go through, and these are different objects that you do have to move around, but everything gets highlighted of if there is something that you can search, but not everything has something, which is another nice feature because you're not going to find something hidden behind every single painting on the wall or feature or under every table. And then I like that once you've finished everything, that door is highlighted. So here I could go back to that room, and I would have 100% chance I would be able to select this and I would get a poor item, or I can keep going and I can increase my odds of getting a better equipment. Okay, so we go up the stairs, and now we are fighting monsters, or additional monsters. I also like that these items are highlighted, so that way I can very clearly see what they are. Yeah, and I do not have any more potions, but I did find some food there. Day 3, I think I'm cursed because the misfortune can't be normal. First, I start a journey with the idea of going to a big city and being a recognized and reputable, successful merchant. I forget my belongings at the door of the house. Well, okay, at least I have the merchandise and money, so I'll buy them again when I can. So going through, you do have to be within a closer proximity. It's not just, you can't... Really? Do we not have at least something? Okay. Oh, I've got someone following me. I might find out what happens when I die. Because I am definitely injured. Right now I'm searching for health potion. I would love it if one of these tables was not... Yep, I deserve that. I died. Alright. So rest. Really quickly. So did that save my progress? Okay, I still have my ring. I do have a point. So I did earn some point. Let's go into, since I increase the healing power of your items by 1. Yeah, we're going to... Okay, so let's really quickly, if I do that, okay, so if I come back here and I hit refresh, it does pull all my points back. So yes, do I have anything that I need to sell? Okay, so we do have a crossbow. We want to kind of keep that because that gives us options for a ranged attack. I want to see, so gloves are 20 armor and 5 health. This is 21 armor and plus 3 damage. That's a great sword. 2 hands, sword. I'm thinking I like that one. I want to keep that. I think that's 19, 21 and damage. Plus 3. All right. I think this would probably take the place of that. So, I want to keep that. Which one? What is... Oh, okay. So this symbol must mean that it takes 2 hands. So we're going to come back here. And I'm going to sell both of those. And I think I'm going to sell... those 2 swords. And... one thing that might be interesting to see is having it... Okay, this looks like this might give me additional armor. So let's come back over here. And if I do that, so I'm going to look in the lower left. That raises my armor to 58. It lowers my crit damage, but I think I can live with that. So we're going to sell that one. And I can pull back out the most recent 3. Although one thing that might be nice is just to have a, just go ahead and sell it option, especially if you need the money. Because like right here, what I'm going to do, I have 152 and I'm going to come up here to these 5 and I'm going to be like, yes, I wish to buy a lot of health potions. So I can go through and I can do this again. So it looks like, and now they're dropping mana potions, so it's a good thing I got health potions instead of mana. So it looks like you don't lose your progress, you just have to go back to the beginning, which is the feature of the roguelite, which is a blessing and a curse. Okay, so this one, no, we're gonna keep going back. We're gonna see if the food has worn off its additional bonuses. Because eventually you'll reach the point where, it's not gonna so much matter because you're gonna be more powerful than most of the creatures that you're gonna be fighting. And now we're level 4. So the leveling system is interesting because it does tell you where you have a little icon on the lower left, and the number above that tells you what level you are. Beside each of the monsters, it also gives a number telling you what level monsters those are. One thing that might be interesting to have is where you have in the upper left-hand corner, you have a count for how many monsters are in there, or in the, there's some claws. You have a count for how many monsters are in the room, but might be interesting to see if there is a, how many items or objects or lootable chests are there. And you could just have like a little chest icon, just to see. So we've gone poor, 90, common, 10%. So I wonder if there are 10 levels to this. And obviously it wouldn't be a requirement that you collect everything before you pass on. because it's always a good idea to clear the room before you move on, because you really don't want to leave anything behind. When you leave stuff behind, you have problems with things that will continue to follow you and will attack you at the most inconvenient time. But one thing that I also enjoy is that this is really a game that I would feel comfortable with young kids playing. It is kind of cartoony in the graphics, but it's not overly violent. It is a family-friendly game. Day 12. Okay, this is really nice because in the background I can see that while you're reading this, it has paused the game, which is great because then you're not going to be stuck on this page trying to read something and you have something on the side that's happening, so you're being attacked and you can't go address that. Day 12, we were robbed on the way, leaving us with little more than clothing and food. The others turned back, but I keep going. As my grandmother used to say, great determination brings great reward. So let's go. And it starts to rain. I find this tower a refuge to rest and warm up. Some skeletons out of nowhere attack me. So we are, speaking of skeletons attacking you. There we go. And now the door has been unlocked. I do like that it tells you that because you might continue searching. So we can choose to look at the chest. And one of the things that I do is even if I don't if I choose not to use the chest, that at least gives me an idea of what I can expect, like what level I'm at by how the distribution has shifted from poor to, at this point, uncommon. So I'm wondering if higher levels have where it moves away from that so that you don't even have poor items, but maybe you have the rare and the ultra rare coming out. And then I like the swirling of the health or other magic effects that come out. So the video is glitching just a little bit, but it is entirely my OBS. Just sometimes. Day 2. Fortune smiles on fools, but what is it to be lucky? What is it to be a fool? I have always considered myself a hard worker and an adventurer, a traveling blacksmith, a whole novelty that has given me many experiences. So we are able to find something. I don't trust walking on grates. I don't like walking on grates in real life. So here is, we're at 75, 25, and 5. So as we go further up, we are going to get more. We're going to get harder monsters to fight. Day 5, traveling. Traveling is unfortunately always tiring, especially when you're loaded down with all your basic forging gear. An abandoned tower on a cold day. No doubt I must have been very lucky. Okay, so we do have 4 monsters. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of lure one of these away. So I only have to deal with one of them at a time. And another one spotted me. We are level 5 now. I'm out of potions. I do wonder if you can go back. So I'm going to try to lure these monsters away so I can single-handedly kind of defeat them. I wonder if you can go back and go down. And one of the things with these is, with the wizard, is you just have to sometimes just charge them in. So that's all the monsters. We did get another book. But I am running very low, so I think I'm going to get the opportunity to go back. And I'm going to take it. So I can get armor. So that would boost my armor an additional 15. And my health power, so that would increase my health points. Or this one would do a lot more damage, but I think I'm going to do the helmet. And so let's see, this is the helmet, so 28 power, so we're going to replace that. And then this is going to be a frost spell, so that would be really good. Oh, so here is a healing touch. So here, this book has a quality called Healing Touch, and that allows you to, when you spell, or when you cast a spell, it actually provides you with healing, which is fantastically valuable. So here I'm going through and I'm looking at what everything has and what it has to offer, and which ones are worth keeping and which will improve my stats. And every item has a positive and a negative. So how many points do I have? I have 2. So I wonder if I get 2 just for coming back, or we're gonna max out the health potions on that one. Now, I am going to, your attacks ignore 2%. And see, I have another one. So let's increase your health gain from your items by an extra 5%. So let's do that. So that way we can increase our item or our health strength. Now we're going to get rid of anything that is not a book. Here. No, I take it back. I wanted to keep that one. Okay. Yeah, let me check you out with the forge. Are we still only on poor? Oh, I can do common now. Item. Okay. So there's several different items that he can do. I like the item choice. You have basically a sword, an axe, a hammer. This looks like a bow, but they call it a crossbow, which is fine. And then you have a shield, a helmet, some kind of an armor, and gloves and a ring. So I think we're good right now. It would be interesting to know what my inventory is on the little items, and I think this is where I'm going to see it, is with the different can't quite get, but I can get 5 of these. Just not quite enough to get this. Now we're going to, okay, So that is interesting because now that tells me that I have 9, but I'm wondering if the price went up because, or is that how much I spent? Does the price go up the more you order, or does it, because I had over 500 and to get 10 should have been 250. I don't know. My math might be off. All right. So show diary. So we have some different diary excerpts. And we are going to call it for this episode. We're going to go back up. Hopefully we can get above level 5 in our next episode. So thank you for watching. See you next time. Howdy, howdy. This is Blue Otter. We are continuing in Doors and Loot. Yeah, this is definitely easier. There's a health potion. What do you mean I can't take any more? Okay. Right, so you must have a limit to how many you can carry, so you can, maybe that's why I couldn't get more. Okay, well, now I can. I don't like leave things behind. But day 17, and now I'm here, accompanied by a somewhat affable but quiet man and a witch who scares me just looking at her. At least I'm no longer hungry, sleepy, or tired. But for some reason, I can't get out either. Every time I go through the damn door, those monsters attack me. So I like the little notes. I'm curious to see what the full story is and how many of them are there, and I can't leave it behind. There we go. So this would be something where if you have like the treasure counter up here, I would know, do I have more, or do I need to keep searching? What's the full story on the notes? I'm intrigued, and that's probably part of where the tag of mystery dungeon comes in, is that you have different notes that are left about, and you've got to figure out, what's going on. So, and I know that there's going back onto the story, I know that there's a story that's involved in this, and that's why you find the notes. I would personally like to see a bit more variety with monsters. There are 2 basic ones or 3 basic ones. There's a plain skeleton, a skeleton with the helmet, and then the sorcerer. And I would like to see maybe something else. I don't know what that would be, but maybe like some other, if you're going undead, you could go with more. You could go with zombies, ghosts, things of that nature. The audio in this, the sound effects, as well as the music, is spot on. So I forget what level I am. So, okay, so it pauses this because I'm trying to move around. So the game is paused when you're in the inventory. I don't know if I'm missing it. I would like to see... Oh, there it is. Okay, what level am I? Because that would be pertinent information to know. That's going to help me with making an informed decision, because I'm going to assume that every level in game is about the level that you should be at So yeah, so each monster, about what level you're on, is about, give or take one, is about the level of monsters that you're facing. I refuse to step on grapes. I'm paranoid. I think it would be a cool mechanic if there's a chance that the grates might like fail and you get plunged to a lower level. That's where my fear is on those. So that's why I don't go on those. Well, and I like that the doors aren't always in the back, that sometimes they're on the side. So if you come all the way to the back thinking that they're back there and they're not, then having it on the side is kind of a little different, because it's not always enter on this side, exit through the opposite side. And so, and I do like here that as you go through, here I'm able to heal up and collect that health potion. So, and I like the fact that the walls go down so you can see where you are, as well as when items fall behind certain features, like tables or even like these columns. Items are still highlighted. They have that glow around them so that you can still see what everything is. And so there's a chest that we can go down, but we're going to continue to go up. And so here we're on level 5. This is just a short, small room. I still have pretty decent amount of potions. Oh, I like that. Okay, so that's what the book does. The book does, instead of doing an attack against someone, you can heal yourself. And it consumes your mana. So you can turn and transform your mana into a healing aspect. Okay, so I think this is where I left the last time. So now we are going into, this is new territory where I have not been here before. So we are going to go through and we're going to just attack everything in sight. So I have 10 monsters on this level. And you have a surprising amount of inventory. So all the items that you collect, I don't think I ever had an issue with running out of inventory. Now, as you go up into higher and higher levels, that might change. And one thing that I don't quite realize at this point is, because I am recording this later, is that you can actually scroll the inventory list. But for right now, I am killing the skeletons and collecting their loot. So going through doors and picking up loot. And then there I'm healing myself. So this appears to be like a longer level than normal. And I'm wondering if the levels are procedurally generated or if they are, if they're randomized, or if they have some aspect where it randomly picks a floor. So I'm going up to level 7, and then there's that one little room. This is probably one of my favorite room sets, because it has this stairway, and there I am injured. One thing that is kind of tricky and finicky about that is that having the Q and E be for the potion and the mana is that they're right above the A and the D, so you have to be careful that when you're moving you don't accidentally press a potion when you don't mean to. I posted my Let's Play and the developer commented and they said they spotted a bug. It didn't really affect my gameplay, so I do appreciate that the food is automatically consumed and it automatically affects your health. And there is... I died. A 3 against 1. That was not fair. Okay, let's see if... Okay, so I think you just get 2 points. It would be interesting if you got like a point for every level you went up, maybe. I don't know. I don't know what the system of how they have this, and I'm sure that this is a balanced method. So there are several options here, and one thing that I would like to have is they have like the refresh where you basically have to wipe everything and reselect. And if you accidentally hit something, you have to refresh and redo the whole thing. So one thing that would be really cool is if they had it where like if you left click to select and you right click to subtract. So you can add things, but then if you accidentally added the wrong amount, you can take it away as long as you have points to do so. So I went through and I have a ton of items. I believe I'm quite happy with what I have. But one of the things that I'm going to go through and do, and this is when I realized that I can actually scroll through this, and you can go in one of those upgrades, you can get more items. So you can select and choose and pick your best, keep the best, sell the rest. So I'm picking through which ones I want. And this is where you get to where your individual gameplay, you know, what would you pick? Would you pick something different from what I would pick? You know, and that's going to affect your gameplay because, you know, you might have more armor class or less armor class, or you might have, be able to do greater attack. You might do a run through where you focus on just doing magic attacks, and so you've got maybe 2 spell books and you're dual wielding spell books or something, and so you're always running around, and that might be an advantage because you are at a distance, but can you outrun your opponent? So far what I've seen, there is frost damage and fire damage are the 2 damage choices that are magical. One thing that's with this is that the forge, like everything is like $100 for him to forge something. So as you increase, you might even have it where, okay, but if a poor item might be this much, a common item might be this much, and then you're going to have a factor input of what the different levels of things that you want. And I would love to be able to upgrade items and be able to do like a critical strike and then be able to do another critical strike and be able to add it again and again where you're upgrading weapons. And that would be something that you could really then start sinking money into, that then you're buying and getting materials, and that's going to be more expensive. level. Because I'm able to do this in like, oh, there's a extra. Wow. Okay. Did not see that coming. Yeah, so this was an interesting backstage area where you have a little bit higher levels, and this looks like a prison. And one of the things that's really fascinating about this is that after you take out those few guards that are in the hallway, you can really take your time with this and deal with these prisoners because they're all going to attack you, but you can attack them one by one, which is really nice. I don't know what I was expecting searching the chamber pot. So you're going through and you're able to kind of recover and take your time with each attack. So I'm going to go through here, and I just want to charge him because I don't like that guy. But again, I try to do it like in stages so that I'm able to go in and I'm not confronting all of them at once because I just can't handle having that much at one time. So you've got to finish everyone because even a monster with 1 hit point can still attack you, and they're going to do as much damage to you as the fully as the full health monster. So if you go through and attack one, get it all the way down, finish him off, and then move on. And I noticed that those were traps. I did not see that my first time I went through. And doing a little bit of preventative healing. A little bit of preventative healing there. I don't really want to think about what you're eating if you've just killed a skeleton. Okay, so the door has been unlocked. We're at 35% poor, so we're starting to go heavily into common items. We are fixing to go up. We are level 7. We are fixing to go to level 8. Yeah, the stairs are really a cool feature to have, where it gives it kind of a split level. I almost wish there were more types of map layouts than what is available. All right, so we're still doing good. So the numbers that are shifting in the end chest kind of indicate like how far up the tower we are, because that tells us like where the final item is shifted. So with the most of the guys that we've been attacking have been outlined in white, and that guy was outlined in yellow. So I wonder if having the color outline dictate and indicate what power level the monster is from you. So having a white would be a relatively easy encounter, a yellow might be a challenging encounter, red might be a dangerous, almost deadly. Day 6, I turned out to be a fool. So we're gonna train in some of our mana here. So this is his training up. I like his little swish as he's healing up. So this would be something with having that book, being able to, even if I didn't use it and I had the one that does the damage equipped normally, then I could have this one after I've cleared the level. I could pull that out and at my leisure kind of heal myself back up. Okay, so this is 10 80 10. But I've got some mana. I can do it. And the only thing that I don't get if I die, out of curiosity, okay, so I cannot go back. The only thing that happens is I just don't get that one loot item. Ah! No, 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 no. Mistakes were made. Mistakes were made. So that is... Okay. I did not see that coming. Show diary. Looks like we've had this one complete. So we have day 3, day 12, day 17, day 2, day 5, and day 6. Turned out to be a fool. Okay. I did not see that coming. That was really cool. So one advantage to having the refresh is I can just be like, nope, let me just wipe it and I'm going to start over and reallocate. So I can, every time I enter the tower, I can enter with a completely different setup and try it out. And that's one of the things that I really like about this roguelike game, because every time you enter, you can enter it as a completely new character, and you can try out and experiment with different builds. And then here we need to go to all right, so that I don't get any extra benefit from that, but I did get some extra books. So I lose the healing touch, get a pretty decent frost spell, but I honestly don't use them. So, but I don't have to worry about that because be plus 34 armor. Out of curiosity. No, because then I lose my book. That's what the... what the issue is. Okay. I can deal with that. So we're going to sell everything that's not a book. Because the books all have pretty decent stuff. This one's got the healing touch. This one has a healing touch. This one is better than that one. So we're going to sell this one because this one's got the healing touch. This one's got a lot of frost damage. This one's not as much frost damage, but this has got fire and frost and frostball, fireball. So we're gonna sell this one and this one, and that leaves us with frostball. There we go. And I meant to do this. Forge. What items can we do now? Still just poor and common. Clearly can't do the uncommon level. You can't do above common, and I don't know if that's now or ever. One thing I would like, and I know part of this is the fact that it's a roguelite, so you are trying to go up and up. I would honestly like to see the health, the mana potions uncapped, where you could have, even if it's just up to 99. So just for grins, let's come over here. Let's have him forge. So I want to have a common hammer, and with extra damage. Now make it critical strike. Forge. But he charges 100 for everything. So you could easily make it where you scale it and make it where it's more expensive for a better item. So these guys are now about two strikes every time I hit. I wonder if there will ever be a time where you're powerful enough that you can just one shot them. I imagine you can, because you are getting stronger and stronger, and eventually, and then seeing that on the door too, and I have a feeling that this, okay, I like that. I like that feature. The fact that, I mean, you can spend all this time going up, or here is a secret path. I really like that feature of having these shortcuts built in. And so we went from level 1 and we're now up to level 5. And that saves you a lot of time, so you're not necessarily having to go all the way up. So I wonder if, as you finish, like, are you going to be able to advance to higher levels? So what's the extent of where that's going to allow you to go? How far up are the shortcuts going to take you? Will they ever take you to, say, like level 9 or what? And I like that not every book, not everything has something too. So it's, so when I say, like, it'd be nice to have something that is like where it tells you you have, 6 more items on this level. It might not be 6 items, but it would be 6 lootable items. Could be a chest. The chest might not have anything, but it's a lootable item. The other advantage about having the inventory button being where it pauses the game is that gives you something. So I could be in the middle of combat, I can come here, especially if I'm having like a emergency that I need in real life that I need to address. Spoiler, it doesn't. Okay, well, okay, I guess the grates don't hurt you. I just don't trust them. Alright. So that is level 7. Now we're on level 8. Yeah, I'm on level 8 before I even had to resort to using a health potion. Another thing that would be kind of cool is if your guy changes his looks based off of what you're doing, which he does to an extent. So at least the weapon, the weapon that you're using or what you're holding in your hands is there. Day 9, I have made my way through a few rooms, scanning for anyone. An opportunity to get a few coins is never too much, on the other hand. I wanted to make sure that I did not trespass the property. So we are... Yeah, we are done with that. We are moving up to level 9. But we will continue that in the next episode. So, thank you for watching, and hope to see you next time. Howdy, howdy, welcome back. This is Blue Otter. We are in Doors and Loot. We are going up to the 9th floor. We are continuing this game. Fun little roguelike game that is... I played the demo. I enjoyed it enough that I decided it was worth getting it. It is still in early access, but you know, it's pretty. It is fun. It is a lot of fun, and I've enjoyed it. I don't like these guys, but they are enemies that we have to defeat. Alright, we are level 9 now. Okay, I think 9 must be your limit for what you can carry. Okay, so this is 10, 8, 10. So we could go back. I have a feeling level 10. Yeah, this is the room that I opened that door last time and I was just like, nope, nope, nope. I want to go back down. I changed my mind. Okay. I think we have one monster. How bad could it possibly be? Yeah, I need to get closer. I really don't want to get closer. Okay. I want to make sure I've got... So my armor's at 178. I've got 663 life. As much as I want a book, I don't want to give up my shield. Big breaths. I know, get closer to the door. I was like, can I open it from afar and just shoot arrows through it? My D&D players did that one time. They just cast like a huge spell that annihilated an entire troop of... I think it was lizard folk. Alright. Okay, so you definitely want to pay attention. And when something's glowing, you don't want to be there. Okay, I'll take it. I can't do anything. Okay. I've already done the diary once. So got 1 point out of that. Let's do a healthy body. It sounds like I'm limping. Yeah, I'm just gonna... I'm pretty happy with everything that I had. And... Let's see... So that would... Yeah, this is probably way more than... I should probably be looking at see what this does, what these do. But I'm not. I'm just gonna sell stuff so that I can make room in my inventory. So magic resist, I'm probably just selling everything, but what I really want to do is try... Still only common. Level 5. Okay. So if we come up here and let's maybe try as a ring. And I want magic resist. It would be cool if I could have multiple things. Health points I can do, extra damage, critical strike. Because the forge really isn't that expensive, and I've got tons of items, except for whatever that is. Yeah, I just want to stock up on these. Because I didn't really even touch my mana points. It would be, like I said, it would be nice if my, my mana points just increased. Or if the health potions, if they would stack to infinity, but I can understand if they don't, because this is a roguelite, so you do need to be able to I think that's a breastplate. Hammer to your face, right there. A little bit of a jump, but we did jump up to level 5. It is at least randomized that even if you come back to the same level, it's a different layout. The monsters are different. Different creatures, and they're at each level you just have something new to encounter. I really like how in the last time, that last one had been highlighted yellow, indicating that he was harder to kill, and now he's white outlined, meaning he's about the same level. Day 12, skeletons. Everywhere they cast spells on me and prevent me from passing. I have managed to kill a few, but I don't think I can go on. That last one hit me hard. And I can respect that you need to actually search something, you need to be close to it. These guys can bugger off, though. And I say that in jest. They are... You gotta have a mix of melee and ranged attacks. It might be interesting to have attacks that are using arrows. I haven't seen any monsters that do arrows. Except for that one trap that had a magic attack. It was a magic arrow attack. Still gonna get all my loot. We're getting up. That low note. There's a health potion. The ominous low notes. You are taking health away. It's like, you are taking health away that I need to attack the big bad guy, otherwise known as your boss. What is... That looks like a trapdoor. There's one more monster somewhere on this level. There he is. I think that's the door that I came into. Okay. I was looking to see if there was another stairway. So we're looking, we're at 1570, what is it, 157510. I really don't like these mages. They have that ranged attack, but so in this fight, I really should be able to have doing ranged attacks myself. So having like a key bar where I could pick my own items and replace them in like a hotkey bar would be excellent. There we go. So I've said this before, but having the grates be actually like randomized as being possibly a pit, maybe one of them, it might randomly fail, or maybe it's set to fail, like only every third one fails, and then sends you back down to a random level below you and have to come all the way back up. That would be an interesting possibly option to have. So this is 9. So next is this guy again. And I don't think I have anywhere near ready for this. This is my last health potion. I only had 5 when I entered the room, so I was very clearly not prepared for this level. Okay, hold on. We're gonna... And I think I died. So the inventory menu does not pause the game like reading the notes do. Good to know. Yeah, so we're going to... And the dev did say if you right click on these, you can favorite the items so you won't sell them. They're not available to sell. So going through these battles do take a lot less time as I am stronger, so I can almost one-shot them now. We jumped from level 1 to 5. I think if I'm able to save all of my health potions, I'm not even gonna look at that chest. Now we're at level 6. Not something I would want to do right away. There's that trapdoor again. I have one more. But what I might consider doing is... I'm thinking... Oh, there it goes. Thought I had one more to fight. I might consider before I go into that room, since I don't really want to use the mana as an option with the book, what I might consider is changing it out before I go into that room and top off my health. Day, I'm not sure, 13, 16, I woke up in a room, quiet. There's a sorceress. Has she cured me? For some reason, she goes from talking to me, maybe she doesn't understand me, or is deaf. Viz. Oh. Where's the door? I could see possibly if you need help, maybe even having like maybe a cursor arrow that might help you with like, hey, this is the way to the door or something. Especially if you get lost, but these are really small levels, so it really shouldn't be necessary. This is the thing, I don't really want to use a potion, but I have to. Jerk made me use a potion. There's food. There's 6. I'm going to... Which is the book that has the healing touch? Okay, so we're gonna switch out to that. Another thing that might be nice is if some of the books have different icons on them. Now, I thought it was paused because I can't move in this. What did I have on here? I think it was this one. Well, that's fire spell damage. No, it had to have been this one. Yeah. Another thing that would be cool is if you could take your weapons, and even if there was an increased cost, when you have items forged, being able to upgrade your existing items. So it would be a matter of eventually, you know, you're gonna have these weapons that have powerful abilities and multiple abilities. So the benefits stack. I think, oh no, it says I am level 10. So this is, those are those magic arrows. Okay, so this is level 8. We've still got... I did not mean to press that. Okay. Okay. Like having to make big decisions here. Okay, so I do have my health is pretty high up. I am at effectively full power. And I have 8 health potions. Psyching myself up before I get to the room. And this is the room I gotta have to psych myself up for it. Okay, I think this is like my third or 4th attempt. All right, let's go. So anytime you can hit that critical, hit the critical. And then anytime he starts doing any kind of spell stuff, get out of the way. Especially that one. Eventually, I will be stronger than him. This is it. It's either gonna be him or me. Can I save my game? Yeah. And this is where you find out that was just the lieutenant. Now we get to rare. And we keep going. What's next? Awesome. Okay, so you get the feeling that you keep going and you're going and you're gonna have more and more. This is a really fun game, and you can keep leveling up, selling your stuff. Here's plus 15 damage. I like my equipment, but I want to keep my books. Another cool thing that would be, I think, good to have is a system to, yeah, we're gonna stock back up on those. Perhaps a chest here that you can store some items that you don't necessarily want to take with you, but you don't want to sell. So it would give you maybe a range of maybe 10 items, and then you could have it where you can get it where it's expandable. But overall, this is a really good game. If you haven't had the chance to check it out, do check it out. A lot of fun. I've played, this is, I think, my third episode of this. But it's a roguelite, so it's going to keep going and going. And we actually did defeat at least the first boss. So that is my take on Doors and Loot. So do check it out. It's worth it. And this is it's early access, but the devs are working to fix any bugs that they find. And it's a fun game. What more can I say? And being able to go further and further. So if you do like what you see, though, do comment below with how many takes does it take for you to defeat that final boss on level 10. So I'm coming back in really quickly to say that I wanted to know, this is one of my big asks of if this existed, was does it save your progress? That was about 90 minutes. I just played it right through. So it's actually a 90-minute session broken into 3 games. And the answer is yes. I loaded it back in, and the first thing that hit me was the fact that I had a continue button. So I could start a new game and erase all of my past, or I could continue with my existing character and keep going and leveling up. I look forward to seeing how the devs continue to develop this game, bringing it from early access into full release. It is absolutely worth the pickup. Great for family, kids, everyone could enjoy this game. Link is in the description. Thank you for watching. Have a great day. See you next time.